Started at the end.
Oh. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the very next episode of The Remedy with Tova Sido and
Janice Gaunt.
And Tom Bridwell.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. How's your week been?
Good, fast.
How's your
Very fast.
How's your shoulder healing?
Well, it's
Next subject.
Oh, no.
It is not fixed. It is not fixed. I mean,
It's fixed, but it's not.
just limited. Like I can pull. That's as far up as I can go.
I remember.
But I go on Friday, and then I start physical therapy, and I just dread it like the plague because it is so painful.
Yeah, I said lots of cuss words in physical therapy.
I know.
Where do you go?
Carol Clinic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. It's
So-
just not that much fun to have a shoulder injury. So
It's-
sorry.
It is not. Whatever you do, don't do it.
Has anyone hit your shoulder yet?
Oh, no, because when I wear that sling quite a bit.
Yeah.
To kind of
just as-
protect you.
Yep.
Protect my shoulder, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it has gotten better, clearly. Mm-hmm. If it hadn't at all, then we're in big trouble.
Oh, yeah. How long has it been? A month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Golly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's getting better.
Me too.
It's a slow, steady process.
It is.
But you'll be playing tennis and back behind that boat and playing golf in no time at all.
I don't know. I think I might need to be put in a cage. I'll get in the cage with Buddy.
Shock collar around you.
Yeah,
Don't give Tom any ideas.
really.
Okay, well, this week we are picking up right where we left off. We started last week with, I love this topic, things that our teenagers wish that their parents knew. Wish somebody had told me these things when I had teenagers. They're still helpful today, but I've learned a lot of them just through error, not because I'm so smart. So we're starting number 12 today, and I have to say, of all of these that we've done so far, this is probably the one that I was the worst at. Like, if I could go back and change anything, this would be number one. I would change a lot, but this is such good advice from your teenager. If they have not said this to you, Carter taught me this, but I learned probably way too late. Number 12, I know you worry. So these are things that our teenagers want to say to their parents. I know you worry, but your long lectures don't help. I know you don't want to hear this, but I've heard most of your lectures before. You're not teaching me anything new, and it just frustrates me.
It's funny. I would say to my kid, if she said, your long lectures don't help, I'd be like, exactly, which is why I'm saying it again, because you're not changing.
Which is why we're doing it.
That's exactly right.
I think I'm not against a mini lecture, but I think the very important word here is long.
Yes, no, and I'm not long, I promise you.
Yeah. It's been my experience that most men do this way better than most dads do this way better. Like Topher was infinitely better at this with our kids than me. He'd be like, he was great at it.
Short and sweet.
Yes.
I remember repeating it. If it's really important, I should tell him about 6 times.
Yes.
And
Yep.
repeat it over and over again.
I can't tell you how many times Carter looked at me and goes, Ma, I got it. And I'm like, do you? Do you? Because it seems like you don't.
Your
say this a lot
behavior
whenever
shows me that you don't.
When Maureen finishes one of her long lectures, I'll just go, Word salad. Word salad.
Oh,
Of course, Betty's not around.
Double
Yeah.
chopped.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
It's usually pretty funny. She's like, I know. That was like, word salad.
If I say it more than once, then it really does him. Surely it makes it. He'll get it.
If one is good, two's way
Yeah,
better.
exactly.
Okay, you want to tackle 13?
Yes. Your rules and boundaries don't bother me as long as they're fair. I know you want to protect and teach me, but when I mess up and the consequences are over the top, it makes me resent you and I want to rebel.
Amen to this.
I think you can just overdo it.
Over punish.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? You shoot yourself in the foot because when you're pissed off and you're like, you're grounded for a month. Who the hell wants their teenager home for a month?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you really need to stay in check with what is realistic with your boundary.
Yeah.
And your discipline.
And I think that one of the things that would help us with this is how important is it. I wish that I had taken that saying when my kids were in high school because I think I put way too much emphasis on way too many things, because really most of the things that the girls did that were against the rules or whatever, it wasn't going to be the end of the world or but some of it I know that I reacted way harder than I should have.
Too much.
Yeah.
I'm sure all parents do that. It's kind of like, I think, why Mark Craig at Highland Park Methodist Church was such an effective pastor, because he gave a passage and then he gave 3 things. Like just three quick points that back up that scripture that can inspire you in your day-to-day. And then like men loved Mark Craig.
Yeah. And then it's just over.
Yep. And wham, bam.
Yeah.
Each scripture came with a to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three take
Men
homes.
love to-do lists.
They
Yes.
do.
They like instruction manuals.
Yes.
do.
And he was incredibly effective about getting men to church.
He really is.
And so anyway, I think that's a really, really, really good one. All right, you want the next one, Tom?
Sure. I still look for you in the bleachers. I know I'm older now, but no matter how old I get, I will always look for you in the bleachers, auditorium, or stands. Just knowing that you always show up makes me realize that you'll always be there for me, cheering me on no matter what.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. Owen sent me a text the other day and said it's really fun to see you in the bleachers.
Oh, that is
It was
so
like
cute.
it was so sweet.
Oh, that is
like,
so
okay.
precious. I won't miss one ever.
No, ever. And I'll give you money with it.
Oh, that is so sweet.
I know.
I always saw my kids looking for me. And I still see Carter look up at
Sure.
his games, and I'll just do a little wave.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's 21.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's still looking for me.
Yeah.
Really cute. 15. Man, this is a good one for parents to hear. Sometimes I say things I regret. I'll be in a bad mood and I won't know why. I'll be rude to you sometimes, and I know you don't deserve it. I don't always know why I say or do the things that I do. It confuses me as much as it confuses you.
Go figure.
I'm sorry. This is so applicable. I mean, of course they're going to say and do things they
Yes.
regret. Their brains aren't done. They're moody. They're tired.
Yeah.
They're overworked.
Yeah.
I mean, they're competing with everybody to the nines. I mean, they've got a lot going on.
Yeah, they do.
They really have a lot going
They
on.
do.
And sometimes, just like we do, they take it out on us.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember one time, Janice, I came into you and I was crying. And I was like, sometimes they just treat me like shit. And you're like, yep. And you go, it's a compliment. And I was like, what? And you were like, they do that with the people that they feel the most safe with.
That's right.
And they know you're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
And
you're
so
not.
that's just such a compliment to you as a mom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to start going places.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's really good advice. It's so true. 16?
Yeah. Tom, is it your turn?
Yes, I think so. I'm
Okay.
going through a ton of changes right now. Try not to be too hard on me. I've grown 2 inches in the last several months. My feet are getting bigger. My voice is changing, and there's hair now where there wasn't. I'm trying to figure this all out and adjust to it all. If I could go a little easy, if you could go a little easy on me, that would be great because growing up is really hard. Growing up is really hard.
That's hilarious,
That's
Tom.
a big voice.
My voice changed. Just went through puberty reading that.
Yeah. That's
So,
a
like,
good one.
This, obviously, this hasn't happened to me yet with a 9-year-old, but
Oh, it's coming. Is that like
Yeah.
next year?
definitely. I never remember using this as an excuse, though. I honestly don't. I don't know. I guess puberty and stuff, that was like taboo. Am I wrong?
In what way?
Just like,
What do you mean?
It happened, but it wasn't something we like addressed or talked about.
Yeah, I remember having an assembly with the girls talking about having their period,
changes.
the changes that were going to happen to their bodies, and I think it was like in 6th grade or something like that.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
when the talk comes.
Yeah,
If I was like pleading with my dad to stop being so hard on me, it was never because of puberty. You know what I mean?
yeah, no.
I guess as far as you knew.
Well, maybe it was when you're in puberty or going through puberty, you are going to have some volatility.
You are.
You're just, and you may,
And moodiness. And
yeah,
your hormones are wackadoodle.
yeah.
You're
No
trying to
kidding.
figure that out.
And, and it's not the end of the world. There are so many things. I remember I was living in Lubbock, and I was probably a junior in high school, and I'd gone to Hurst, Texas, and spent the weekend with a friend of mine that they moved. And when I was at the airport, I smoked a cigarette. and so when I went home, I wrote Cheryl a letter,
Oh, is this the one your mom read?
and that my mom read that I
Didn't she steam it open or something?
Yes.
Oh, my.
She walked into my room, and I put my hand over the letter because we had had a beer, and then I had smoked a cigarette at the airport.
This is hilarious. You were 13? Is that what you said?
No. I think I was like 16, probably.
Okay.
Probably
Age-
14, 15, 16, I don't know.
Age and stage appropriate.
Yeah, and but my mother steamed open my letter, and I was I was a cheerleader, and we were at the pep rally, and my parents come walking in the pep rally,
Oh, God. Were you scared out of your mind?
Yes, and my mother was like, Come here. And I was grounded for I don't know how long.
Oh,
But you would have thought that I had
done that, whatever that is.
whatever that would be. That would be just so terrible.
For them to show up at the pep rally. Sheesh.
I know it. Oh, gosh.
Wow.
May they rest in peace, those sweet people.
Oh, they were scared.
They were scared.
They thought you were going to get pregnant.
thought that cigarette might have made me pregnant.
They totally thought you were about to get pregnant.
I think
my
I went
gosh.
to, in the Baptist church, when you're saved, you walk down the aisle, and I walked down that aisle like 8 or 9 times just because my parents thought that I was so bad. I just kept going down the aisle thinking
see,
I needed.
I'm saved again.
I have to
We're
be
good,
saved
Mom.
one more time.
Oh my gosh.
My poor mom.
Don't you think that every person at some point says my poor mom? Like what I put her through or what we put her through or what she went through. Like, whoo, doggy, it's hard to raise kids.
It is. It
It is not for the faint
I
of heart.
know.
Okay. 17.
I know I act all tough, but I'm really sensitive. It hurts me when you yell at me, and it really bothers me when you give me the silent treatment. Tell me I'm lazy or that I'm selfish. Just talk. Wait, let's see. I'm having trouble with my contacts. I'm lazy on that. I'm selfish. Just talk to me gently and work with me, not against me, and I'll learn. When you don't, it makes me want to build a wall around myself and shut you out. That's what I was doing. Cheryl Gentry.
Yeah, I don't think parents should ever call their children names.
No,
Calling your child lazy or selfish is mean.
it is. It is. It's abusive.
And so is yelling. Mm-hmm. But people don't know that. People don't understand what that does to their child's nervous system. And then it creates in them all kinds of fear and trauma and worry and anxiety. The effects of parents on children, I mean, you've got a full load to prove it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What it does, what parents can do to their children.
Yeah.
It's really important
Yeah.
that y'all listen to this. I wish somebody had told me all this.
I know, me
You told me most of it. Number 18. I want to do things my way sometimes. I know it bugs you when I don't wear a coat. I know you hate it when my room is a mess, but I'm getting older and it really bugs me when you tell me what to do all the time. I'll clean my room. Just give me a chance to do it on my terms, not yours.
That's so good.
Yeah. That's a
I
good
wish
one.
I had known all of this with my.
That's what I'm saying.
This is really good. And if you're listening to it, I think it would be really great for you to sit down with your teenagers and talk about this list.
Yeah.
You know?
What would I'd challenge, take a step further and ask your child to rate you 1 to
Yeah.
10 in all of these categories. How am I doing with this?
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mom, you suck at the whole lecture thing. Or, yeah, you never let me do it my way. It's always your way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I agree. I think that would be, that would be a brave exercise for a parent. But
It would be.
I also think that it could give your child a voice that maybe they don't even know they have.
Yeah. And they need it. We need our voice to get us through life.
Yeah. I liked that one before that said, if you tell me how to do everything and or I can't disagree with you, then you're teaching me. I mean, the only way they can learn how to resolve or learn how to disagree with someone and resolve conflict is through disagreeing with somebody
Yeah.
and resolving conflict. And what better way to do that than with a parent-child?
Yeah. I agree.
That's
I
why
agree.
so many people that come to us have no idea how to resolve conflict.
Yeah.
They either retaliate or they have to be controlling or they have to always be
I
right
think they're going to have to win. Yeah.
or they withdraw because that's what their parents did
Yeah.
with them.
Exactly.
So these are really important.
They are. Tom, you want to do 19?
Sure. Fitting in matters to me. I know I told you you don't care. I know I told you I don't care sometimes. I don't. But most of the time, I don't want to be different. So when I tell you I want the expensive name brand hoodie or cool athletic shoes all the kids are wearing, It's not that I'm entitled. I just want to feel part of the crowd and not so alone.
It's really good advice.
This was a huge thing for me. I feel like I was the last guy to get a skateboard, last guy to get Gerbeau jeans, last guy to get Air Jordans, and always the out of style, last guy to get parachute pants when breakdancing was cool. Bullshit, dude.
It's bullshit.
I mean, no kidding. My parents, I wanted a skateboard for 3 years. There were skateboard parties.
That's too long.
Dude, there were skateboard parties that I went to where I showed up without a skateboard.
What was up with your parents with this
I don't know.
Was it they were so afraid to give you everything you wanted?
It's probably because I was making C's and I was grounded all the time and they're just strict. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It probably saved me from breaking bones. But right at the time when skateboarding was not cool anymore, there was like a skateboard at our church auction and they brought this piece of crap home. And I was like, oh, great. Nobody skates anymore. Thanks. And it was a piece of shit.
Now I need a car.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. I need a jam box.
Yeah. You know, I think that to your point, I do understand why parents have to be careful about not getting their child every single thing that they want.
Yes.
But I think that there's also negotiations with this. Like, I would say, okay, like whatever's important to me, like let's get your science grade up and maybe we can get that hoodie, or let's work on your mouth and talking back and maybe you can get that skateboard, or why don't we think of some chores to do around the house and as soon as you raise half, I'll get the other half. I mean, I just think there's some ways for the kids to get some skin in the game so that it's not just deprivation for the sake of deprivation.
Now, having said all of that, I will say, I feel like today's generation is a little different than it was when we were kids. I don't know. I think part of it is we didn't have uniforms at my schools. Betty's in a uniform, so the only thing they can really mess with is their shoes, and they still have to be white. And so maybe at 9 she's not into this yet, but like I see a lot of there are high school kids that come over here from Paris sometimes to intern for credit, and like at least a dozen of them have been through here over the last 7 or 8 years, and they all have like a very unique way of dressing. They do not look like they're trying to wear expensive, cool stuff. They all are like almost like little hippies.
But even that's calculated.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's like they got it at the thrift store.
Well,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
that's what's in.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
what's
not
trending.
But they're not buying it at the thrift store. They're buying thrift store looking stuff.
Yeah.
At other
Sometimes
stores.
they do, but even that is what's trending. So even that would be. So say you're a parent who's like wants your child to wear polo.
Yes.
You know, or
They want the Grateful Dead T-shirt.
yes,
Even though they can't name 3 songs.
exactly. They want a Rolling Stone tongue on the front of their shirt. Exactly.
You tell me 10 Stone songs and you've earned that T-shirt, kid.
Such a good point.
Really?
Such a good point. Okay, is it me? Who's that?
Oh, there's 2 more.
Number 20.
Nagging doesn't work. I don't know how to tell you this, but I tune you out when you nag me. It makes me feel incapable when I'm not. It makes me feel like you don't trust me when you can. Leave a note on my dresser, send me a text, or tell me once. Okay, maybe twice, since I'll probably forget. I will get it done. Just don't nag, please.
Yeah.
One thing that I did with my kids that I think mitigated this is I always gave my child, if I expected something, I would give them a timeline. Mm-hmm. And so I would say, hey, Anna Prin, I would like for you to pick up your room and put away your clothes in the laundry room by the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So then the expectation is set. If I just leave it open-ended, it's never going to get done. And then I will be nagging her. So if I say, can you do that? Is that reasonable today? Yeah, I'll get it done. And then if she doesn't get it done the next day, I can be like, hey, sugar, you didn't put your laundry away. Can you do that? Make sure and get that done today. Mm-hmm. Give them a timeline.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes
For sure.
it doable.
Right. Right.
sets the expectation and then it minimizes nagging.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's some
Yeah.
decent,
Oh, I think so too.
decent advice to help
Yeah,
with
for
that.
sure.
Okay, you want 21? Finish us off, Janice?
Okay. No, you're not cool, but I love you just the way you are. You're not the coolest parent on the block, but that's okay. I don't need you to be. I don't always say it. I don't always show it, but I really do love you. I have a lot of growing up to do, physically and emotionally. If you can just keep loving me every step of the way, I promise I'll come around. Just give me a little time to grow up.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I think that you and I, having a little bit older children, can really say that this happens.
It really does.
That
Yeah.
As hard as it can be, as frustrating. I mean, 19, maybe 18 to 19 with my twins was really hard. But they're such sweethearts now, and it's over. You
Yeah.
know, that hard is over. And so I have to say, if you are a parent of a teenager or even, college age, and you're in the hard, just trust that the hard will end.
Yeah,
It's not
it
going to
will.
last forever,
It definitely will. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is super hopeful.
Yeah. Remember that.
Because when you're in the middle of it, it feels like it's going to last
I know.
forever. I mean, I have people ask me all the time, did your kids go through it? And I'm like, oh,
Yes.
Anna Pryn was a nightmare for a solid year. I mean, I remember when I told her to put a bra on before she left, and she thought I was asking her to solve world peace. And the knockdown drag out we got in the living room because apparently girls her age didn't wear bras. It was a new thing that I didn't understand. I mean, and now we giggle about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was
for
hard to
sure.
imagine that we would have ever giggled about that when we were in it, but
Yeah.
we got there.
Yeah.
Well, we hope again that you find this to be super helpful. I think this had some great nuggets.
Me too. I think these are great things.
Tom, bookmark this sucker.
No, I think I'm going to print this and frame it for my closet.
Yeah, good.
Great
I mean, it
advice.
really
I've got
good.
some growing up to do, ladies.
Well, we'll be here for
We
it.
will be here.
Well, we hope you all have a fabulous week. Thanks
Thanks
so
for
much.
listening.
Yes, thanks so much for listening.